Can never go wrong with that intro music. Welcome,
It's really
ladies and
groovy.
gentlemen. It really is. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to SkyLit on-air program studio series episode 3. Today we're here with my good friend Skyelar. We're here to dive in about his latest single coming out, his upcoming song, and we're gonna dive more into the art behind the story of Skyelar. Let's go ahead and say what's up to Skyelar. Skyelar, you're live. How you doing?
Yo, on air.
Hey.
It's cool. This is sick.
Woo!
Woo!
What's up, Fernando?
Yeah.
All right, Skyelar, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What got you into music? What's your story?
Okay. I am from Tacoma. You know, I'm just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Seattle. I started playing piano when I was like 10, I think, and my mom sent me to this woman named Miss Nina, who was a piano teacher. I told her I really wanted to play piano. She sent me this woman to Miss Nina. Miss Nina was from Russia. Miss Nina was very old, and Miss Nina was very angry, and I would never actually do the things I was supposed to do, and so she would just every Wednesday or whatever, I'd show up and she'd be pissed at me. Then I'd leave after an hour of being yelled at. But I think after that, for a long time, I was like, screw this. I don't need a goddamn teacher. And then I met this wonderful woman named Miss Frizzell, and Miss Frizzell taught me how to play the Beatles and taught me how to read music a little bit when I was like 13. And after about a year of that, it kind of took off, and I was like, I don't really necessarily need a teacher. Ironically, at 27, I'm now looking for a jazz piano teacher to get better. So it was a long time of me just learning how to play by myself out of random books that I picked up, like Wicked, you know, how to play the melodies from the musical Wicked or Phantom of the Opera, or I got Pink Floyd's The Wall, how to play it on guitar. So I taught myself over the years, and now I'm at this place where I'm like, I would really like to take, you know, people always say this, like people say that like I want to take my art to the next level, but that's like kind of the feeling, you know, is that I'm kind of confident where I'm at, and I think I really need someone to push me a little bit because I don't know how to push myself.
Damn. We got a lot to dive into about everything you just said.
Yeah.
So you recently released a song, Growing Pains. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the song? I have the music video here pulled up. We're going to watch it in a little bit. But let us know what exactly we're about to experience.
Well, the music video itself was, I think, it's all, to me, in my mind, it's all promotional material. It's like I really want people to listen to it, and I feel like one of the only ways people will listen to your stuff if you have like these little bite-sized videos of like behind the scenes things. But the music video was, I don't even know. I did it. I remember I storyboarded the whole thing in like 6 or 7 hours one day.
Wow.
I got a bug in my ear and I was just like, boom, whole thing. And then it was like weeks and weeks and weeks of like coordinating with you and Daryl at the Erickson and then like all of the fucking actors, and I had to buy pizza and then reshoots, and then we had to go back, and then it was just you and me for like, I don't know, like 4 hours, 3 hours one day.
I remember that. Yeah.
It was fun. I had a great time.
It was so good, folks. If you're not aware, I actually helped assist with lighting design for a portion of the video in which we're about to see. How about we just check out the song, and then we'll talk some more about it.
Let's do it. This is crazy.
I know, right?
stop?
Man, and that was your first video? You've never done like video production or anything like that before?
Nope.
Oh my god.
Negatory. Yeah.
So
yeah.
tell me. Wow, I mean it's just a lot to take in right there. I'm just curious. I want to know. Where do I start? Storyboarding, right? So you said you storyboarded all this in 6 hours, huh? Have you ever where did you learn how to do all that storyboarding?
I think that's I just guessed. I think I've always watched like the behind the scenes of like Pixar movies, and it's like giant room, bunch of people at a table. There's like sketches of like Wall-E on the wall, and I must have picked it up from there because I have no idea how to storyboard. I was just thinking of like where the camera was going to be in relation to like the shot, and so or the subject, and so I just made my best effort, and it turned out not terrible. I don't think it's terrible.
Before we continue real quick, I think you're having that same issue again. Why don't you go ahead and refresh your browser one more time, and we'll go and pick it up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to live anything. Technical difficulties always arise. All right, let's see if this works. How about now? There we go.
Okay,
Aha.
cool. I just gotta not touch the microphone bottom.
I think it was when the video was playing. I think that's when it started to pick up.
Oh.
But, yeah, so just to recap what you just said, you picked it up from watching a lot of Pixar movies and just watching behind the scenes and such. Yeah, I mean, I remember when we were shooting those scenes at the theater, I remember seeing all those like drawings and stuff you put together. I had no idea what that was, what I was looking at, but yeah, I can definitely tell you put a lot of work into it, and so
thank you.
Great job.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I mean, I really honestly couldn't have done it without you. I think you were an integral part to the whole process. I mean, your lighting was wonderful, and I mean, it was really cool because when we got into that space where you and I were just shoot scene after scene, it was really nice because we started to get into this like flow state, and the lighting was very intuitive, and so it was nice. It was a big help. You helped me make that video.
Hey, man. Anytime, man. Anytime. But go ahead and continue. Help my ego out a bit. Keep going.
Just get a fan and just like start.
Start with that. Awesome. Well, I wanted to talk more about the story behind the video, and so as we watched the video, we saw a couple of different characters throughout the video. Can you go ahead and give us some insight behind what you were thinking about those characters and what their stories are?
I imagined, I don't know if it got very clearly conveyed, but the story that I was imagining was that we're on some kind of movie set, and the movie set is like a movie about the song. Is very meta. It's like everyone's getting ready to shoot the music video for the song, and it's all a part of the music video. So all of those characters at the beginning were all like extras and techs and assistant managers and the director and the opera singer, and like it when I wrote the song, I really had this wonderful image of all of that happening, but when it's in your head, it's much easier to see because you can fit 1,000 people in your head all doing moving ladders and stuff, and I think I tried to convey that in the song where it's like you hear a dog, you hear people backing up, you hear people shouting at each other, like cameras start rolling, you hear a woman practicing opera for some reason. I just imagine this big scene where you're just like, what? Okay, this is obviously some kind of like bizarre film that we're in. And then when the music video actually starts, I think most of it is predominantly me shaking my ass up on the screen.
Yeah. So I was going through, the album picture you put together. I want to see if I can pull it up real quick.
Yeah.
Because I saw this and I was looking at, I was just like recollecting all the characters we've seen. From a young boy, and then we get age up to a college sort of person, a college age person, all the
Hmm.
way down to a senior. Is there any? Could there possibly be a theme about just time in general, how it played into your life?
Yeah. I mean, like the idea of growing pains is that you get older and you start to grow into your own body, and it hurts because
Mm,
you're kind of in this framework where you're a wee little boy, but that little boy needs to become a teenager at some point, and that teenager is much bigger than that little boy, so you kind of like it's this growing up. You're actually physically growing, and that hurts. and
yeah.
and I think like the album cover, or the single cover, is a recreation of a picture from a book called the Bhagavad Gita. And have you heard of the Bhagavad Gita?
No, but I know I've seen this picture somewhere, so I probably just don't know the name of it.
It's somewhere in your consciousness. um
Somewhere.
it's somewhere locked in the lobes. um the picture is representative of this Buddhist idea called samsara, or it's also a Hindu idea in the Bhagavad Gita, as a Hare Krishna
Mm,
book, where the body, a soul takes a journey through a life. And what's not shown in the album cover is that you go from baby to skeleton, but in the original picture, you see the skeleton goes to baby to skeleton again, and you see that it goes on infinitely, just
yo.
over and over and over. And I feel like it's a really good description of like continuously learning and changing and growing and moving into yourself,
Right.
which is, I don't know, the hero's journey, and it's the Western point of life, I guess, is, you know,
Mm,
it's, I guess it's the Eastern point of life, really realizing that, you're already, if you realize you're trapped, you're free. It's this, what is it? The recognition is liberation. It's a very interesting thing. So I thought I might throw some of that esoteric imagery into the art. And the artist I work with was phenomenal, and he created this like wonderful tarot card looking thing, and it was just he was a wonderful guy to work with. I think his name was Joan. He
mm.
lives in Spain.
Before I ask you this question, I'm gonna need you to refresh your browser again.
Uh oh.
Thankfully, we're gonna have him come back for a couple more shows, and so by then we'll have this whole audio thing figured out. Hopefully, maybe not. Bada bing, bada boom. Your audio now works.
Uh
There we go. Woo!
Cool. Man, we gotta get this situated. I gotta get this situated.
Come on, aren't you a musician, bro? Get your audio
I know.
down.
Terrible at sound.
um, so, oh man, I had this good question. Aha, there it goes. So, I know you probably thought about this, but have you thought about where you see yourself on this journey through time? Where are you on this path? As you age through, as you're growing up, as an artist and as a person.
Sometimes I feel like a baby, and then sometimes I feel like an old man. So I think I exist at both ends of the spectrum often. And that middle ground where most of us find ourselves. I mean, it's relative, right? It's like when you relate yourself to someone who's 30 years older than you are, they are old, right? And because they are old, you are young. But if you remove all of the references, if you remove the metrics of which you judge your age against other people's, it's like you just kind of are. And
Mm.
so I don't, I guess I'm young in relation to some, but I'm old in relation to others. Like talking to a 17-year-old or an 18-year-old, you're like, fuck, I am like 10 years older than you. 10 whole years is so much time. And then you go out and you talk to someone who's been married for 60 years and you're like, holy shit, like you have lived 3 of my lifetimes.
Wow.
So you're like, I don't know. It's all relative. I guess I find myself outside of that
Mm.
now. I don't really think about it. I don't really like it's not that I don't like avoid thinking about it, but I don't find it helpful to my life to think of
Right.
myself as young or old, because honestly, I could drop dead from like a pulmonary embolism right now, or like I could go outside and get hit by a car, or I don't even have to die. I could
Like
just
on what?
just res- you know m- remove myself from society, which is basically the same thing as dying, as I am no
Mm.
longer there in relation to others. So I don't know. I don't. My time is here now with you. Even if we are like in
Virtually
what someone
apart.
call them Hollywood squares. Yeah.
Hollywood
Exactly.
squares.
Exactly.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just one of those things where it's if you start thinking about it, you're just like never gonna stop. So, um, yeah, totally love everything you just said. I want to jump back into the music, specifically the production part. How long did it take you to compose and write the lyrics for the song?
This was okay, so I think some backup is that, or not backup, some background. I had just gotten out of this really odd relationship with some really odd people, multiple people, and
Hmm.
I was it came out very fast. The music probably was done within a week. The lyrics were done probably within the same time. Like it's one of those moments. The first 3 singles that I have, the Growing Pains, which is the first one, the second one, and then the third one, all of them came out in sequence, just like lyrics and music, lyrics and music, lyrics and music, just row after row after row. So it probably took me like 2 months to write 3 songs, and they have changed very little from when I wrote them in 2018.
Wow.
I wrote Growing Pains in July of 2018, which is friggin' nuts.
And when you were writing the lyrics, did you ever find yourself going through these moments of losing inspiration of sort? And if so, how did you, uh, bounce back into it?
The first three singles, no, I didn't even think about inspiration. I didn't even learn about inspiration until later, and then just recently I have found that I started a song. Fuck, I started a song in August of last year that is still not done to this day, and I still actively work on it.
Wow.
Like there will be these long droughts of nothingness where it's just you have no words, you have no music, nothing inspires you, you don't create anything new, and it's one of those things like if if you were in a desert, it's a more metaphorical desert, but if you were in a physical desert, one of the only options you have is to move forward. It's just like
Mm.
walk until you die. And I feel like as as the kind of artist that I connect with is that the perseverance, even if I don't write anything,
Yeah.
at the end of this song that's been hanging around for a year could just get scrapped. It's just like boop, there it goes.
Mm.
But I don't I the people say this all the time, and I guess I'm going to say it too because it's what came to mind, is the journey is its own gift. Like the end is at least for me is not the point. But if you do get to the end, hey, look at that. You did it. You wrote a song. Next,
You
next.
get a cookie.
Yeah, you get a cookie. Sometimes
Yeah.
you don't even get a cookie. It's like sometimes it's like, okay, I get nothing moving forward.
So when you go through these moments of like putting in all this work and if I mean the way how I see it, I think that this growing pains is the way from an outside perspective, I think it's doing really well for you. I don't know how you see it, but do you ever feel like these moments where uh, the reward just isn't like worth the amount of work that you put into, right? And you're like, damn, this could have done better, you know? Because I know a lot of folks, you know, especially in Seattle, we have a large music scene, and so it's very saturated, and so it's very hard to compete with folks. How do you like find yourself going through those moments?
Man, that's a lot of you're talking about a lot of stuff there. Let's see. Uh Fuck. I mean, yeah, I feel like, it's sometimes I feel like it's perception. Sometimes I think like I'm owed something for my work, but then I have to
Mm,
remember I no one owes me anything. No one even owes me a listen. I think
mm,
people listen to it purely because God knows why. Who knows why people listen to the music? And I I told this to my dad last night. I said, even if one person, if there's a crowd of 1,000 people and one person, it might even just be your sister. Even if that person is dancing, that's you win. And then sometimes not even that happens.
mm,
So I don't know. I find myself competing with, I don't know, the entirety of the internet sometimes, because to hold people's attention and to get your friends and family and strangers to like, please listen to my song because I think you might enjoy it, is really, really difficult. And I don't
mm.
know, I'm not the best at promotion. And I think one of the only things that I've found out that works is one-on-one messaging. Hey, please listen to you person, listen to my song, please. I think you might like it. And it helps me to share it with you. I don't know why I
Right.
do it. Maybe for recognition. Like, why does any artist do anything to share with people? Some artists just, I can imagine that there's a ton of artists out there who make their stuff, it's friggin' phenomenal, and then they never share it with anybody. And that's okay, I guess. But I don't know. Do you have any tips for how to get some of this shit out? Because I don't.
um, refresh your browser. And then
Oh
let's
no!
listen to. We get in such these high moments and everything, and then it goes. Anyway, before we get back into it, just want to let people know, if you are interested in joining the show, hit us up on our Instagram, right there, and I'm going to let Skyelar in. There we go. How you doing?
Are we here again?
We're good.
I don't know why this sucks.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out one of these days.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
so before you know got rudely cut off by technical difficulties, you were just saying how. Sorry, repeat the question for me one more time.
Yeah. No, I wanted to. Do you? I mean, it's very interesting. You have a business mind, kind of in a separate pocket of artistry. Like, it's not like you are writing music, writing lyrics, trying to think of things poetically, but you exist as kind of this like cell wall to the organelles that is art. It's like it's
Yeah.
adjacent. So do you have any like tips or tricks to like, I don't want to say like forcing people, but or like even getting people to engage with, and I also don't like the word content, but like the
Hmm.
art,
Yeah.
because we are saturated often by, I mean, just look at TikTok, and I don't want to go off on a thing, but like,
I will go. I might go off on a thing.
okay, please, no, please,
No, no, go
please.
ahead. No, I mean, I was just, the way how I see, when it comes to gathering attention, I have this belief where, if you just focus, okay, backtrack. Whenever you lose something, right? And you spend so hard trying to find that one thing and you just don't find it. My mom always told me that if you just forget about it, it will eventually show up. I like to think of
Mm-hmm.
it. I like to think of my work just like that. I do my work, whether it be business, whether it be lighting design, or whatever that case might be. I do it because I do it for myself. And if folks choose to listen on, then it's because they share the same values as myself. And once I find just that one person, that goes back to what you were saying, even if it's just that one person, you grab that person, you hold on to them tight, and you don't let them go. You focus in on what that person, because they have so much respect for you as an artist, and they listen to what you're saying, and they value the work that you're doing. If not, they can just easily press escape and move on to the next artist, So I feel like that's just how you have to, really come at anything, is just prioritize, what your music means to you at the end of the day. And that just goes on to anything. And, I totally relate to what you were saying again when you're saying, even if it's just that one person, because, you might be aware, but I recently started teaching at a couple of schools nearby. And I keep running into this issue where I would be in a classroom full of 30 folks, and it would feel like nobody would want to like listen or at least take in what's going on. But I had to come and learn, find out that I shouldn't focus my attention on trying to, share information with everybody, but don't get so held back that all 30 people aren't, taking in what you're saying. All you got to do is just get that one person. If you get that one person, then you've done your job. And eventually that one person will grow. It will grow exponentially as you continue, because people will see your passion at the end of the day. So those are just my couple of words.
Yeah, I love that. That's wonderful. It's a very it's almost like a very self-compassionate way to go about art, because like you said, if you love something, do it for you, and then if someone sees that and they like it, then they'll just gravitate towards that, because they like it, not because you want them to like it. Exactly. Wow, that's really smart. That's a wonderful thing to say. Thank you. That was very insightful.
So I want to get back into the music here. You have another single here. There isn't a music video here for just yet, but I really think folks should listen to it. This is gonna be my first time listening to it. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this song, People Zoo?
Oh, yeah. This is going to be my first time listening to it, too. This is the master that I just got back. So it'll be a live experience. If she did well, then 100%. But, if it's terrible, don't blame me, but also blame me.
Wow.
People Zoo, I think I've been saying this, it's a bit more accessible for people, and I think it's a bit more accessible for me because it's got a clearer message, and I think thematically it makes more sense, and I think of it as the sequel to Growing Pains. There's this one, People Zoo, and then there's one after People Zoo that I think of as the trilogy, like the first 3 singles I wrote in 2018, that all kind of complete some kind of state of mind or idea. But People Zoo is less about me and more about the animals that people tend to portray themselves as in the wild of our culture. Me too. And I don't pretend to escape from that either. I feel like, oh man, you know what? One day I'll figure this out.
We will. Yep. Hey guys, how you doing? See, this is the thing, is that you think you always get it, and then hey, welcome back.
I'm here again. Man, this sucks. But you said we'll get it eventually, and this is just what we have to work with. But what was the last thing you heard? I just started blah, blah, blah.
Sequel to Growing Pains trilogy. You're working on that soon.
Yes. Okay, so the People Zoo is kind of a representation of like people as animals and animals as people. Kind of like a... And that's not necessarily a bad thing either. I think sometimes we represent ourselves very animalistically because we forget that we are descendants of not, I think chimps. I think we're descendants of chimps, and all of the things that come with that are still locked in our brains, in the genetic information in our brains. And so I think sometimes you can go outside and people are more or less embodying their more animalistic sides, and the good that comes from that, and also the bad that comes from that. And I thought it was interesting thinking of the city as a zoo, and we're all kind of animals in the zoo, but no one's in a cage. And I feel like oftentimes people also want to uncage themselves from the zoo, and I think the song is all sorts of animal allegories and talking about cats and shit. And
Well, I'm very excited to check this out.
yeah, me too.
So it's gonna be a first listen to Skylar's single "People Zoo." Real quick, I'm just gonna play for a little bit. Let me know if you can hear it. You can hear that?
I can't hear anything.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna do it like this then. Badum bing, badum boom, badum bum. All right, People Zoo. Hold up, let me do that. Let's check it out.
Let's go.
You can hear that, right? Okay. I thought something was weird. Hold up, let me take a look at this.
This is brave. I mean, doing shit live is shit can go wrong, and that's crazy.
I know, right? It's all about that persistent, you know. There we go. About I'm going to change it there.
I feel like you need some like cool, groovy, airy like vocals on your intro. Oh shit, I hear it. I hear something.
Oh, that's the lo-fi. This is background music.
Oh. Yeah, your intro was really funky. Did someone write it for you, or was it like stock music?
It's stock music.
Hey, it's good stock music. Whoever the hell wrote that was got some good jams in mind.
I know. I should reach out to the owner and see if they might be down coming on the show.
Whoa, that would be sick. That is a great idea. To make this waiting time interesting, I'm going to just I'm going to hold up some miniatures I've painted just because.
Yes.
This is
Here,
man, this
ahead.
is nerdy as hell. This is an orc. Oh yeah, yeah, he's got a bronze. He's got like a cool white loincloth thing. Okay, yeah, that was that one. Yeah, that's real good. And here's let's do some ASMR. Just there's a mind flayer. Yes, I really like the alienness of him. There we go. Very cool. Yep, that's all. That's it. I gotta pay more. Did Adam disappear?
No, you're still there.
Okay. I feel like I should start doing a dance.
That's what it is.
Man, it's dark in my apartment. That's better. Do you have a joke, Adam, or would you like concentration?
Why don't you tell me a joke? How about that?
A joke. I don't. I have one I heard from my friend Mitchell that's like terrible, so I won't tell that one. I don't have any jokes. See, that's a problem. David Mamet says like I don't understand people who can't tell jokes, and I'm one of those people. I don't know. I just can't pull them out. Yeah, all the jokes I know from David Mamet. Yeah, lame.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not gonna work out. Anyway,
That's okay.
I got some more questions for you. But first,
Let's go.
You already know what you got to do.
What do I have to do? No!
Yeah. It's welcome to live events, everyone. We're just gonna start having like these moments where I just start singing. How about that? How about that? I'm gonna be the artist for today's episode. How about that? Huh?
Let's do that. I'll interview you.
Oh, you'll interview me.
Yeah,
Okay.
let me come up with a good question.
All right.
Hey everybody. This is SkyLit Productions. My name is Skyelar, your host. We are here with Adam Hayu. Adam, how you doing today?
No comment. Anyway,
Damn.
I got a question for you. But no, seriously, I have so last episode we were talking with another artist, Jake Rodriguez. And we were talking about Ayo, dude bye, what's up? And we were talking about self-care and self-awareness when it comes to producing work. I'm pretty sure you're aware of balancing the life between being a musician and you're also a student as well, and any other responsibilities you got. It can get pretty hectic, I'm assuming. How do you navigate that, and what are some tips you can possibly share with others as well?
Dang. Taking care of yourself so that you can make art. That's how I kind of feel, because it's like if I'm out being crazy, and I am out being crazy sometimes, I gotta reel it the hell in. I can't write good music. My mom, every time I'm freaking out, my mom always asks me 3 questions. Are you eating well? Are you sleeping enough? Are you exercising? And it's like I swear to God, every single time I'm having an issue, I am not doing one of those 3 things. Every single time. And anytime I go back to, am I sleeping enough? Yes. Am I exercising enough? Am I getting my heart rate up? Do I feel new blood being pumped through my body? Yes, that's great. Am I eating regularly? Am I eating enough proteins? Am I eating enough fats? Do I have fiber in my diet? All that stuff. If I can answer yes to all 3 of those, I don't have to freak the hell out. And I think those are, at least for me, those are really some of the only 3 things that I have control over, that and how I react in a situation. If I can offer myself compassion, people go through all sorts of really, really difficult things in their lives, and there's a lot of suffering that goes unheard and will never be heard by some people, and the only people that hears it is the person who is suffering. And so I feel like if you allow yourself to have intrusive thoughts, or you allow yourself to be depressed, if you allow yourself to be anxious and sad, and you say this is an okay feeling, and this is a feeling I'm supposed to be having, and I should not run away from this feeling, and throughout that you say, I feel love for you, I feel compassion for you, I am here with you as your friend. I think those are things that we can do for ourselves that help us through some of the immense suffering that we go through in our lives. Even if we are talking on microphones on a computer, I think people can still feel very deeply, and offering ourselves compassion. I'm talking in circles. Offering ourselves compassion is one of the only things that we can do for ourselves, on top of eating, sleeping, and exercising. So that's my answer.
All right, now challenge. Shorten that down to 2 words or less. I'm just
Oh, that's easy. Love yourself.
Hey, I love that. Oh, that's such a good. That's such a good response. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with like everything you just said. We find here at on this show, self-care is one of very important values here, and that we at least want to bring attention to, because it's not easy for a lot of folks to discuss about these sort of issues, and the conversation is a good starting point. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. How are you feeling?
You know, it is what it. Life's treating me good. I'm not gonna lie. Life's treating me good. I'm here with you. I'm here with y'all at home. Check it, tuning in. Life's treating me really good. And so, unfortunately, we have started to reach towards the end of our stream for today. Skyelar, I know you have to get going. I know time goes by so quick. Before we head out, Skyelar, where can we find you?
Oh man, this is the internet plug. You can find me. I'm on Facebook as Skyelar the Music. You can find me on Instagram as Skyelar the Music. You find me on Twitter as Skyelar the Music. You can find me on YouTube as Skyelar Official, and with an exclamation mark on all of those after Skyelar. I'm not on TikTok yet, but people keep telling me to get the hell on there, and I'm like, no, don't do it.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
It's
I swear to
a
God,
trap.
It's a
That's
trap.
what everyone says. It's like you gotta get your music on TikTok, and then I'm like, I'm thinking about getting on TikTok, and people are like, don't do it. My life is gone, and you're like, are you? I think you're being serious with me.
What about upcoming music? I noticed on your Instagram page you have another song coming out in a couple weeks.
Woo, the People Zoo should be like
Oh, that's the
officially
song?
released. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank God I didn't actually play it.
Oh, I know. It kind of works out. It was like, I was willing to be like, we'll listen to it, and so be it. But now it's kind of like, build the hype.
Build the hype.
Build the
Build
self-hype. I know.
Yo. Well, unfortunately, Skyelar, you're having your sound issues again, but
No!
it's refreshing. We'll just go ahead and wrap it up for the one last time. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Adam. I'm the host for our Studio Sesh series. Thank you again for tuning in. Thank you, Skyelar, once again for joining us here. Always a pleasure to hang out with you.
Thank
Hopefully,
you so
we'll be
much.
able to, hang out some more again soon. By then, we'll have this audio thing fixed. And that just about wraps it up, folks. Stay tuned next week as we find out who's going to be joining us in the studio one last time. My name
This
is Adam.
is great.